So when we start a home assessment, the first thing we look at is the entry to the home. How are we going to get our loved one or client in the home the easiest and safest way? So as you can notice here, we have an entry through the front door. We also have an entry through the garage. Now, due to the steepness of this driveway, my preference would be pulling up into the garage and using the garage door entry if they are on a walker, a cane, something like that. Now, if they are in a wheelchair, I would change a little bit. I would still pull into the garage and have them exit the car there. I would wheel them in the wheelchair from the garage here to the front steps, because this is going to be wider so that two people can assist in getting someone in a wheelchair up these steps and into the house. You also may need to add a portable ramp here in accessing this with a wheelchair. So that's a couple of things we would look at for the entry. Let's move into the garage to take a better look at that. So now that we're in the garage, I want to give a couple of things to consider. If you have two cars in here and you're coming home, you're bringing your loved one home, I would move this second car out and leave plenty of space in this garage and actually back into the garage with the car. This being because if your client is weak, you want them to have the shortest path from their door to this door that possible. So if you back in here on the passenger side, their door is going to swing out. They will have a direct access coming straight to these stairs rather than pulling in forward and then having to come around the door and come toward the steps. The other thing you want to consider is how are you getting them in and out of the car? Do they need help? Do they not? What type of situation do you have there? So once you get them out of the car, you're going to bring them over to the steps. We're always looking at the condition of the steps. We want a non-skid surface. Make sure these are not slick. We also like the fact that there's a rail here and we have two grab bars here, one on each side. Now these grab bars don't contrast with the color behind them, so you may want to add something, some type of a colorful tape, pink tape, something like that, just so these are a little bit more visible to the person that's using them. You're also going to look at, or we would look at, how are they getting up and down the steps? What is their weight-bearing status? Are they going to have to use a cane or a walker, or can they just use the grab bars to access this doorway and these steps?